French Bulldogs have a weird superpower. They can turn one small habit into a full-time household policy. A little grunt becomes your cue to get up. A short walk becomes a sit-in protest. A quick chew becomes a missing remote. And somehow, the dog with the shortest legs in the room becomes the one setting the schedule. So in this video, we're breaking down 9 Frenchie bad habits owners complain about constantly, what's really triggering them, and the fixes that actually stick. And stay to the end, because the last one is the reason so many Frenchie owners can't even leave the house without a soundtrack. Number 1. The walk freeze. You're mid-walk, feeling productive, and your Frenchie suddenly turns into a very small, very stubborn lawn ornament. They plant their feet, sit down, or fully pancake on the sidewalk like, yes, this is my new address. It can happen when they spot something suspicious, when the route isn't their idea, or when they decide the fun part of the walk is officially over. One owner described it perfectly, saying, "My Frenchie locks up and lays down on the road when he doesn't want to move anymore or realizes we are getting close to home. In the end, I just carried him home." First, rule out the serious stuff. If this is new, frequent, or paired with limping, call your vet. If it's classic Frenchie protest, the fix is a mix of patience and smarter setup. Keep walks shorter. Bring high-value treats and reward movement the moment they take a step. Try a comfortable harness. Avoid yanking and make turning around a game. With consistency, you'll get fewer statue breaks and more actual walking. Number 2. The potty training power struggle. You can set a clock to it. The second you think, wow, we're finally past accidents, your Frenchie looks you dead in the eye and forgets everything they've ever learned. French Bulldog owners talk about this a lot. Potty training can feel slow, stubborn, and weirdly inconsistent, with random relapses even after long streaks. In fact, one owner described the whiplash perfectly. Months will go by and there'll be no accidents. Then boom, she'll go on the floor. Feels like she's doing this to punish me or something. The fix is less about teaching harder and more about removing chances to fail. Tight schedule, same potty spot, big praise the instant they go outside. You'll also want to crate or tether when you can't supervise. Clean accidents with an enzymatic cleaner so the smell doesn't invite a repeat performance. And if accidents suddenly ramp up out of nowhere, don't guess. Rule out medical stuff like a UTI with your vet, then go back to basics for a couple of weeks. Trust me, with some persistence, they'll eventually get it. Number 3. The poop snack problem. Nothing humbles you faster than turning around and realizing your Frenchie is speed walking toward a fresh deposit like it's a hot meal. And yes, Frenchie owners talk about this one a lot because it's equal parts disgusting and awfully hard to stop once it becomes a habit. Sometimes it's boredom, sometimes it's stress, and other times it's the simple fact that puppies try weird stuff and then repeat whatever feels rewarding. One Frenchie owner shared his story saying, I've tried pumpkin, pineapple, and copperfigia treats. Nothing works. So I gave up, and now I just try to get to it before they do. The best approach is prevention first. Pick up immediately. Keep them on leash in the yard and practice a strong leave it using high-value rewards. If it's frequent or sudden, ask your vet about diet, parasites, or tummy issues. The goal is simple. Fewer chances, better habits, and a lot less gagging on your part. Number 4. The midnight paw spa. That wet little slurp slurp sound in a quiet room can only mean one thing. Your Frenchie is giving themselves a paw massage they did not book. Paw licking and chewing comes up constantly in Frenchie circles, and owners describe it turning into a loop that's hard to interrupt, especially during allergy season. In fact, one owner summed up the frustration like this: "We've tried to stop her from licking by catching her as much as possible, but it's like it's an itch she has to scratch. I usually try to play with her to distract her, but she stops halfway through and starts licking again." Treat it like a flu, not a quirk. Check for redness, swelling, a yeasty smell, or little bumps, and loop in your vet if it's intense or sudden. Allergies and secondary yeast or bacteria can keep the itch going, and licking adds moisture that makes it worse. Wipe paws after walks. Use vet-approved medicated wipes if recommended, and block licking with a cone or booties while you treat the cause. That said, handle the itch at the source, because if you only fight the licking, your Frenchie will always win. Number 5. The attention alarm. The evening hits. You sit down for one peaceful minute, and your Frenchie decides it's time to file a formal complaint. It starts with staring, then a whine, then pawing your leg like they're tapping a microphone. If you don't respond, the volume goes up until you do. Frenchies are total people dogs, so a lot of them learn that noise equals service. One owner described the escalation perfectly. Frenchie stares for a bit, wobbles and grunts, and then starts to talk at increasing volume until acknowledged. It works every time, and that's the problem. The fix is boring and simple, but it works. Just don't pay attention to the barking. Wait for a quiet second, then reward with attention, a treat, or a quick game. Give them a job like place during TV time, and make sure they've had enough exercise in sniffing earlier. You want to teach them that calm gets what they want, not their version of an air raid siren. Number 6. The mine habit. Ever tried to casually walk past your Frenchie's bowl and suddenly feel like you're approaching a tiny bouncer outside a VIP club? Resource guarding can pop up around food, bones, toys, the couch, or even a favorite person. It can look random, but it's usually your Frenchie saying, "That's mine, please back up." In fact, one owner described the shock of it like this. "Same thing with mine. 3 years of feeding them together, and they were fine. Out of nowhere, the older one now guards his food and the area where he eats. Separate feeding areas is about all you can do." The goal is safety, not a showdown. Don't punish the growl because it's a warning sign, and you want those. Instead, manage it. Feed dogs separately, pick up high-value chews when you can't supervise, and teach a trade where giving something up earns something better. Practice calm approaches from a distance, toss treats, and build trust. If it's escalating or involves snapping, bring in a qualified trainer early so it doesn't become a bigger problem. Number 7. The leash meltdown. The second another dog appears, your Frenchie can go from cute potato to tiny foghorn on a bungee cord. Barking, lunging, whining, spinning, sometimes even that infamous screechy, "I must address this immediately" sound. On leash, they feel trapped, overstimulated, or frustrated. They can't go say hi, so the reaction blows up fast and makes them look way more intense than they really are. One owner described it like this. "Any sight of a dog sends him into a frenzy of barking and lunging. Any engagement goes out the window, and he won't stop until the dog is out of sight." It all starts with distance. The moment you see a trigger, create space. Turn away, cross the street, duck behind a car, whatever works. Then reward heavily for calm looks and check-ins with high-value treats. Keep sessions short. Avoid crowded paths while you're training, and consider working with a positive reinforcement trainer if it's escalating. Your goal is boring walks, not battle walks. Number 8. The remote shredding. If you've ever reached for the TV remote and found it looking like it went through a wood chipper, welcome to Frenchie adolescence. Destructive chewing is a big Frenchie complaint because it's rarely just one item. Shoes, chair legs, crate mats, corners of cabinets, and yes, the remote always seems to be the chosen victim. One owner said it like this. "This is the 3rd time in 3 weeks that my Frenchie has chewed and destroyed my TV remote. It's getting extremely annoying. She's 2 years old and never did this before. What's going on here?" Most of the time, this happens when they're bored, understimulated, or left with too much freedom too soon. Fortunately, the solution is fairly simple. Limit access when you can't supervise. Use a crate or playpen, and rotate chews so they stay interesting. Add brain work daily, like short training sessions, sniff games, and puzzle feeders. If you don't give your Frenchie a legal chewing outlet, they'll happily pick one for you. Number 9. The Home Alone Panic. The quietest sound in your house is you trying to leave without your Frenchie noticing. The second they hear a door, keys, or shoes, some Frenchies spiral into barking, crying, pacing, crate panic, or stress destruction. And owners talk about it a lot because it can feel dramatic fast. In fact, one owner said, "He has terrible separation anxiety. He is hurting himself in his cage when I leave the house. I work from home, so this is maybe once or twice a day, no more than 2 hours. Any suggestions?" Start small and make leaving boring. Practice short departures you can control, like 10 seconds, then 30, then a minute, and come back only when they're calm. Keep a stuffed food toy right before you go, and build a safe setup so they can't rehearse panic. Keep greetings low-key so returns don't become the main event. If your Frenchie is injuring themselves, get a qualified trainer and your vet involved early. That's not stubbornness, that's stress. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.